Fans of the G.I. Joe animated series will notice a strong similarity between the show and the style of the commercials. The majority of the character models were unchanged once G.I. Joe became a regular series, although most of the episodes lacked the budget for this caliber animation. The most glaring deviation comes in the model for Hawk. The character wasn't considered a priority by the time the cartoon began, so he was replaced by Duke, quite literally. Hawk's face was attached to Duke's hair and uniform beginning with the first miniseries. Assuming no kids would remember the faraway days of 1982, Hawk reappeared in 1986 with a totally new design. So, how much of the original ad actually influenced G.I. Joe number 1? Well, Larry Hama's a pro, so he works in a healthy amount. The basics are the same. Cobra has kidnapped a scientist from a moving train. The Joe team is assigned the mission. A battle ensues at an ancient fort, and a member of the Joe team pursues a departing sports car, flying through the sky in his jump jetpack. It's a showcase of the initial 1982 line of Joes, animated with a budget unimaginable to kids of the Hanna-Barbera and Ruby Spears generation. Actually, check out any YouTube archive of Saturday morning commercials from this era. Toucan Sam, Jeffrey the Giraffe, Snap Crackle, and Pop, they all look cheap. Hasbro knew the importance of quality animation for this experiment. Cut-rate animation would make not just the comic, but the entire line seem low rent. Hasbro was one of the first, if not the actual first, company to contract overseas animators for these ads. Within 5 years or so, contracting the animation in kids' commercials to Asia was the standard. The visuals of the comic, especially when viewed through the crude printing of the era, can't really compete. The commercial is one stunning image flashing at you every few seconds. The comic is a coherent story, rendered in a traditional Marvel style, with the low production values readers of the period just accepted as an aspect of the hobby. The story, however, foreshadows the directions Hama will take this series. The scientist we see brief glimpses of in the commercial becomes Dr. Burkhart, a fierce anti-war activist who's aghast the government is using her research to develop new weapon systems. Her public protests draw the attention of Cobra, which kidnaps Burkhart to force her to reveal whatever it was the government already knows. The gaudy description of Burkhart on the cover, Lady Doomsday, is dismissed within the story as a sensationalistic name attached to her by the press. Former editor-in-chief Jim Shooter has stated that Marvel's publicity head at the time of Joe's release, personally offended that Marvel would dare publish a pro-military series, intentionally sandbagged the comic with retailers. Still cosplaying as a 60s radical in the Reagan era, he told comic shop owners to look the other way and keep the peace. Merely some toy tie-in, not something your discriminating customers would care about. So, it's possible the scarcity of the first issue could be blamed on more than excited kids responding to the television advertisement. Next time, what bothered Larry Hama so much about the published version of G.I. Joe number 1?